Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation practice can help for us to develop our ordinary life, and at the same time, how it can help for our spiritual foundation. So when it comes to this practice, it's 100% depend on the mental clarity. It's not achieving or not receiving something from outside. It is more development of your inner awareness. When it comes to the very meaning of the meditation, it's cultivation of your mind, cultivation of your awareness. So the cultivation, development need to come through your own effort. So for that, you have to use the body and mind both. Because the mind depends on the body, body depends on the mind. In the very first level, we can't see the mind, we can't handle the mind. But we have capacity to discipline our body. So then we go from a step by step. So in the very first level, you have to develop your body with the discipline. And you have to be mindful with the body. So that is one way you can slowly get into mind. So that's why the posture is important. And in day-to-day life with your activities, if you're capable to understand, and if you're capable to mindful with your bodily action, deeply help for your mental practice also. So then whatever you do, whatever your physical actions, be mindful with that. Another thing is, when it comes to mindful, it is not that your mind is full with a lot of thoughts. It's not the mind is full with something. The mindfulness in that way means you use your entire mental capacity to highest. You engage with your highest mental ability. That is mindfulness. So when you are capable to, when you are doing that, when you able to engage and bring the highest of your mental ability, you need deeper effort, and you need to tune to, your awareness need to tune to your thoughts, otherwise you can't do it. That's why another way it's called mindfulness. So in the beginning, the mindfulness itself may be not going to be 100% perfect. So that's why, the way it can call cultivation, because when you engage with it, when you use it, when you practice day by day, your mental capacity is going to become more stronger, more higher. And then day by day, most of your mind you can bring out of your awareness, out of your practice, out of your recognition, out of your experience. Just imagine then as ordinary person, most of the time, 10% of our mind we use. So then how about once you start to mindfully engage with something, what happened maybe by the time, within few weeks, or maybe you develop it to 11%, 12%, 50%, 20%. So your mental capacity start to grow. That means you into more and more your mental abilities. So everything in you, only thing is, sometimes we don't see that our own capabilities, we don't see our own abilities that already within us. Why? Because we engage, we settle down with something else. So the mindfulness itself means you get out of that boundaries. You become free from your mental boundaries. You become free from your own comfort zone. So the comfort zone is another way. It is just not the physical background, environment. Comfort zone, it all 100% depend on your feelings and emotional capabilities. So the emotions are kind of like, even though we feel it so good for the moment, it's kind of like a poison. Why? Because that emotions, that comfort, hold us to certain situations, that situations deeply not allow us to grow. And just imagine you planting a tree. And then by the time there are fungus happens, it come out of the tree, not from outside, it's come from the tree. Fungus happens, that fungus itself not allow that tree to grow. Hold it. And by the time, when the necessary time period passed, when the necessary age limit passed, anymore the tree can't grow. So same thing with us, the emotions. So once we caught up with the emotions, it's kind of like the fungus hold the trees, and it not allow you to grow. That means it not allow your mental abilities to reach to the highest. So the growing here means developing your mental abilities. And then you feel this comfort, maybe physically you okay, but mentally You're not going to grow. And as a result of that, what happens? It becomes poison. So one is delusion. So the delusion itself means misunderstanding. Another one is the craving. So that also, it's a very comfortable emotion, but as you know, it is a poison. Our own craving take us to disaster. By the time it brings that the uncomfort, disease. But for the moment of the craving, it's very comfortable. And the third one is that hostility, the unfriendliness. For the moment, maybe it make you comfort, and by effort, maybe you make it happen. Unfriendliness. When you go to people sometimes, if you don't like somebody, and if you hurt sometimes, by the effort, you create a kind of like unfriendly environment. But once it becomes a mental attitude, by the time what happens, even without knowingly sometimes, ourselves, not about others, we become unfriendly ourselves. Then we feel hostility ourselves. Then how you can find your peace even in a very conventional level of happiness? Because you are not happy with you. You are unfriendly with you. Then you always think something is wrong with you. Another one is the envy. That also, for the moment, sometimes we feel so comfortable with it. And sometimes it has a social validation for envy. So when other people's success, and it make us unhappy, and then we take us to looting and destroy and burning. And sometimes people kind of like make it happy. Oh, that's very good. Let's go and do it. And everybody sometimes cheering. Oh, that's good. But deeply, maybe it go with others, but by the time end of the day, it start to sabotage us. That's why it's called poison. So then you become envy to your own fortune, your own success, your own happiness. Then you don't want the change. You don't want the freedom. So whatever the suffering, unhappiness, you again and again into that unhappiness rather than going away from it. So we start with the outside, but finally it's going to take us to deeper our inner suffering. And the pride, egocentric mind. For the moment, that also as emotions maybe bring us comfort, but it makes us a very limited person. And when we have the pride, and sometimes we look for the social validation, and outside world, we always have a kind of like a show or try to show off and have egocentric mind. But end of the day, when we close our eyes, inside us, we are kind of like Lilliputs. We become so smaller. That's the pride does to us. So the cultivation means that you get out of this behavior. But the thing is, pointing out, numbering, and putting tags, and then categorizing things, and resisting things, You can't get out of this. So the cultivation itself means in the deeply that you have to bring something that which these things cannot grow, and whatever that the more profitable skill for you to develop in you, by the time the space or by the time that all the possibility it can grow this poison, you cover up. So that is the best place is your present moment. So in the present moment, these poisons can't grow inside you. And when you cover up that with the present moment, that means you develop the awareness. So when the awareness means here, not to look in to get into something, but you slowly, little by little, tuning to your own moment of sensation, following your own inhalation, exhalation. And when you are able to settle down with that, by the time, once the mind capable to recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So that means mind capable to recognize the sensation. So once the mind is capable to recognize the sensation, it is just not going to be limited only for the inhalation, exhalation. So entire your physical sensation you can recognize. That is a skill. And once you are capable to understand that, the very nature of that, once you are capable to recognize the sensation, your response going to become more slow. When the response become more slow, your awareness going to become more higher. And by the time, little by little, and then you recognize the sensation even arising and passing and changing. So that is where you capable to handle your own sensation. By the time what happened, when you are not responding to the sensation deeply, that your emotions or your comfort zone, little by little, going to weaker. So when the emotions level going to become more weaker, and by the time awareness going to become more sharper, this poison habits, this poison behavior, this poison emotions, going to slowly go away from you. And then whatever the thoughts arise in you, it comes with the clarity and understanding. Without delusion, without craving, without hostility, without envy, without pride. So once the mind come out of this kind of things, itself that mind, itself that thoughts, going to become more pure and crystal clear. Out of that kind of thoughts, no any harm going to happen to you or anybody else. Out of that thoughts, whatever bodily, verbally, mentally actions come, it always going to bring the peace, harmony, and satisfaction. That doesn't mean this outside world, everything 100% going to be perfect. No, even something go wrong. Even that any unbalance happens, you are capable to come back to your center. So that is the ability you develop when you purify your mind. You develop the ability in any situation When things go up and down, when things go unbalanced, right away, you come back and find your center, you find your balance, rather than depending on the past or the future. So when you are capable to do it by yourself, you anymore not depend on others' opinion or outside situations. You're not depending on outside conditions. Why? Because you know how to find the balance inside. So through meditation, we develop that art. And when day by day, when you are capable to do that, your mind more and more becomes stronger to see its own thoughts, recognize its own thoughts. And by the time, then the anger, pride, jealousy, attachment, ignorance, these kind of things, even though it's there, and by the time you are capable to not to respond that. And when the day you have that ability, you feel more comfortable inside you, within your own mind, within your own thoughts. And even the body maybe go through the pain, any physical pain, because remember, by practicing meditation doesn't mean you're going to get out of the physical pain. The physical pain belongs to physical body. But in the mind, you're not going to caught up with that physical pain even. So that is a process that you develop day by day. So then this practice bring that ability for you. So for that, in the beginning, we develop tranquility state of our mind, which we call samatha meditation. So samatha bhavana, samatha mental culture, tranquility mental culture. So then there you have to tranquilize the mind, calm down the mind. How you can do? You focus your attention, you bring your attention to your own inhalation, exhalation. And when the inhalation happens, just recognize. When the exhalation happens, just recognize. Don't try to verbalize it. Don't interfere with it. Don't try to make anything happen the way you want. Just simply allow it to happen itself and allow your natural inhalations, exhalations happen, but keep your awareness sharp and clear towards it. And by the time when the mind settles down with it, don't just keep observe, then develop the awareness, recognize the inhalation, exhalation. If it is long, long inhalation. If it is short, short inhalation. Heavy, if it is heavy, heavy inhalation, heavy exhalation. Warm, warm inhalation or warm exhalation. Cold, so recognize and follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation from beginning to end, knowingly this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. So by the time your awareness slowly settle down with the inhalation, exhalation, and then slowly start to get into the mind. Now you, more than the inhalation, exhalation, you start to see how the thought arise and thought disappear. And by the time you see the roots of the thoughts, mental formations, from where these thoughts come. So still, just keep focus towards that whatever come to your mind. Now you are in a position to see your own mind and recognize, and in that level, that maybe you start to feel the very physical comfort and relax, joy, happy. But our purpose is not go with that. So then don't look for that. Just keep observe the inhalation, exhalation more and more. So by the time your body, mind, the breathing start to settle down as one. So in that level, again, that maybe you start to feel more comfortable, more relaxed, more joy, but still stay with the inhalation, exhalation. And then deeply, you can recognize the observer, your awareness, also not a kind of like a permanent thing. And with the sensation that your awareness also change, observer also change, and deeply more, rather than the outside inhalation, exhalation. Now you start to into this entire body experience, and with the mind, then how the thought arising and how the thought disappearing, and following the sensation, how that your entire body mind react, and how following the sensation, your awareness also moment by moment change. So that completely inner experience. So that's why it called inside meditation. So it is that more deeply you recognizing yourself rather than the outside experience. And then by the time you understand more than this outside experience, that your inner awareness has ability to go with it or select it or reject it or settle down with it. When you have that ability, you know your awareness is the key point for this all the bodily, verbally, and mentally actions, not the thoughts. Thoughts are kind of like just surface level of reaction. It can come as a result of something. But when the awareness becomes sharper and clear, so whatever thoughts come, awareness has ability to select it. And then you recognize the life completely depend on the condition of your awareness. So that is where we go. Little by little, when you have that ability, even just by sitting and practicing, once you have that understanding will uplift your way of thinking. That will uplift. It will develop that your all the other sides of your life, you're with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Because deeply now you know, even though we react, even though we perceive, even though we live with the environment, engage with the environment, deeper, your awareness is the key point. So that is the experience we need. So that is the experiment we're going to do. So out of that experiment, when you get the right result, and you are kind of like you upgrade your life from this level to a higher level. So that upgrade, it's not you look and you try to gain. No, you have to allow it to happen. Just cultivating your awareness step by step. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. On your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line. So bring attention to your body, please. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself. And say, so patveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters, followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Do nothing extra. Just try to recognize the sensation and follow the sensation. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this with clear intention. Mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribundisami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Okay, bless you.